Hi, I'm Catherine and this is Kaylin, and we're going to take a moment to talk about the assessment of single leg stance. Single leg stance is a very important thing to assess in our clients, particularly those who like to walk and most definitely run, because it basically gives us an idea of a snapshot in time in that running stride. And so generally we look to assess single leg stance in anyone who is a runner, anyone who may play football or soccer, anyone who does spend time in that kicking motion. And what it may do is give us a bit of insight into why they may be getting issues in their back or their hip or their lower limb. And so what we're looking at first of all as far as single leg stance goes is that you ask the person to stand on one leg, and as they do you're looking for a little bit of a natural weight shift onto that side. As far as an assessment regarding their single leg stance position, there's 2 points that you can look at which give us an idea of the same thing. But first of all, the first one I would recommend is to use the line of your nose versus your belly button versus your big toe. And you want to draw a plumb line down between those 3 points, and if someone's in a good single leg stance position, you would expect that those 3 points might line up together in a vertical plane. The other thing you can look at as well is the axilla versus the outside of the hip, and once again if you just draw a vertical plumb line from the axilla straight down, you should expect that those 2 points should line up. So that's what you're looking at from a vertical assessment perspective. From a lateral perspective, what you're then looking at is the position of the pelvis. So if you draw a horizontal line from one ASIS to the other, you can get an idea about what position the pelvis is in space. Now in a perfect world, that line should be purely horizontal, and you're looking to make sure you can maintain that position. What you may find as a trig movement or an adaptive movement that some of your clients may display is what we call a true Trendelenburg. So with Trendelenburg, you would find that the contralateral hip would drop downwards, and so that would mean that you would end up in that dropped position. That's often a sign of a weak glute med, and there are other biomechanical issues in the spine that might present like that. So a true Trendelenburg looks just like Kaylin's demonstrating right now. The other compensatory position you may find people do if they do have weakness in that lateral sling is a compensated Trendelenburg. So with a compensated Trendelenburg, generally the pelvis itself is horizontal and the shoulders will have shifted to the side of the stance leg. And so with that, what you're looking for there, or what you're looking at there, is that the lateral sling is often compromised or weaker, but you're also looking that the quadratus lumborum is coming in to try and stabilise and to fix that ipsilateral pelvis. And so they're the 2 positions that you're looking for. Now in a single leg stance, you would generally expect that once the person is into a nice neutral position, that their glute med and their posterior chain should switch on to do the work of holding them. Now if you're finding that there's any trouble with that activation, it might just be that muscle is undertrained, or it might also be that you have to revisit the standing posture in a sagittal plane. And so from a lateral perspective or a sagittal perspective, if we get Kaylin to switch around there, you're looking at all those points we've talked about in our previous standing posture video, which obviously then can be applied to a single leg stance position. Good luck, and I hope that helps.